To start today's episode, we're here. It's the Emirates FA Cup third round draw. All the big names are in the hat. Arsenal, Manchester United, Blackpool. It's going to be big. This is very exciting for me. I just want to get a big team away from home, everyone. It's as simple as that. I've not played a game since yesterday's episode, which of course you've already seen now. So this is kind of a bit of excitement for me before a long slog of FM. And we've got West Ham United away. That is huge. Come on. Oh my word, that is a really good draw. I mean, I don't care about the rest of this now. Just draw the rest. Draw all of them. West Ham away is huge. Come on, because we will get half the ticket revenue as well. Oh, that's a really good draw. Well, do you know what's coming up today? Boston v West Ham. It's at the Olympic Stadium. Also known as it's still the Olympic Stadium to me, damn it. Let's go into this episode. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Yes, come on! What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 18 of Park to Prem here with Boston United. It is New Year's Eve, everyone. It's the FA Cup. It's 2022, so the Qatar World Cup means that the FA Cup is being played at a weird time of the year, but maybe it's a time of the year that can benefit us slightly. Of course, we've gone on a fantastic run, and as you saw in the intro today, West Ham United away from home. To be honest, just getting West Ham away from home in the third round is a bit of a win in itself. The amount of money the FA Cup can bring to smaller teams is absolutely huge. Of course, we've already experienced a bit of an influx of cash just by taking on two League One opposition teams. In taking on West Ham, we're going to be playing at their stadium, and of course we get 45% of the ticket revenue, if I'm not mistaken, which hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to be a bit of a sellout, 60,000 fans there, and we're going to get a massive payday. It's kind of that weird situation where I go into today's game not really caring about the result, although if we do win, it would be fantastic. Of course, last episode I applied for the job as Bolton manager. I hate to break it to you all, I didn't even make the shortlist, which was a bit of I don't want to say a spit in the face, that's a bit much, but the fact I didn't even make the shortlisting phase, they didn't even give me an interview. It's a bit of a sobering moment. My reality, I'm firmly back in it. I was really hoping that we'd at least get an interview, but the fact that we didn't even get that means there's a lot of work left to be done. And whilst I think I'm super sexy as a manager and any club would be lucky to have me, turns out even teams in the league above don't really agree, sadly. So, in terms of how we've got on since you were last here, we've played a whole host of games. Looking at the league table here, we are on 48 points, and there's been a little bit of a recovery, I suppose. Of course, last time out we took on Wigan. Since then, we've played 6 matches, if I'm not mistaken, in all competitions, 5 of which are in the league, and the first of which was against Sutton. This was a frustrating one, everyone. A very quiet first half, but to start the second half, Simon got us off to a flyer. Always great to see him pop up with a goal. It's not an unfamiliar sight. Sadly for us, Jack Nolan pegged us back 11 minutes later. And it was 1-1 going into the last 10 minutes. One of those games where you thought, oh, maybe there's a late goal for either team. So as you can perhaps imagine, when Jordan Burrows scored in the 83rd minute, my tail was up. I was happy, everyone. I thought, we're done. And then the highlight started in the 92nd minute. And I knew straight away. I had that sinking feeling in the gut of my stomach where you just know they're going to score, and they did score. It was Jack Nolan again to make it 2-2, and that extended that kind of run without a win in the league even further. It was 5 matches after this Sutton game. The good news is we did not have long to wait, because against Kings Lynn, a really good performance in the end. A bit of a crazy one, to be honest. We were 3-0 up at half-time, and we kind of slowed things down from there. I guess the big silver lining was the fact that Adam Liddell got a couple of goals in this game, a player who, of course, was just a player we relied on massively last year. This year, he's just not been to the same level. That's always a risk, when you're a lower league team climbing up through the leagues. There's players you want to stick with. There's players who you hope have the quality. They don't always show it. And I'll be honest, I think the jury is still out on a few players in our squad. But Liddell at least doing a little bit here to get himself back in contention. Sadly, hasn't scored since this game in the next 4. But yes, 4-1 it ended up finishing. We didn't get a clean sheet. The other goal scorers, by the way, were Camwa and Burrow, which is always nice to see. And yeah, a win. A win was the main thing, really. Kingsland not going too strongly. We'll take it. Following on from that, we drew against York 1-1. Sammy York scored from the penalty spot. I'll tell you what, Sam York, since I've dropped him from the first team and used him as a sub, I feel like he's improved. I feel like he's done better in training and better on the whole. You can see here the 18-year-old just continuing to show fantastic signs of improvement. The kind of player who I feel like if we do ever move clubs, and I think we will at some point, I would love to bring along with me because I think he has got that quality. If we just look at his scout report, apparently he has the potential to be a championship level midfielder. So yeah, there's the expectation set, I suppose, for him. But at 18, looking absolutely superb. Nice to see him get a goal there. Against Ashton United in the FA Trophy third round, we won 4-1. Good result here. Great to keep a cup run going. And then most recently in the league, we took on Bromley and Eastleigh. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, feeling pretty good. The first of these against Bromley, of course, who were relegated from League 2 last year. It's great to see Kwanzaa get a goal. And then Charles Sago, the Ghanaian youngster who we were talking about last episode as potentially this super sub with just incredible pace. I think that was his first ever goal for the club. So that was really great for him. A bit of a confidence builder. A great little player. Someone who I think does have a lot of potential. And do not be surprised to see him feature in the first team a little bit more, I suppose, time to time. Anyway, that last game against Eastleigh finished 1-0. And, well, all in all, things are looking pretty rosy. After a rough couple of months where we just didn't really get going, I feel like we found our gear. Sadly for us, you know, you'd look at that run of form and say, well, maybe you've closed the gap on the teams at the top. We haven't, because Wrexham, they're just going absolutely incredibly right now. They've won 5 of their last 5. They're on 61 points. They are currently sat 13 points ahead of us. There's 20 games left of the season. I think we're getting to a point now where we just need to keep an eye over our shoulder and make sure that we make it into the playoffs. The good news is, at least for now, we are in the playoffs. Worth noting that 3rd and 2nd place enter the playoffs at the semi-finals, whereas the 4th to 7th place teams play in a quarter-final. So there is an incentive for us to finish as high in the league as we can. You can see right now the likes of Notts County and Solihull Moors above us. Not really any new teams entering the fray in the title race. It's kind of been this group of teams for a while, kind of pulling away towards the top of the table. But anyway, as I said, today we have a welcome distraction as we take on West Ham United. It's the Emirates FA Cup third round, a chance for us to hopefully rake in a load of cash and have a little bit of fun. Fortunately for us, our fixtures have been pretty spaced out as of late, which has meant that I've been able to rotate the team a lot and keep people happy and fit. Of course, with it being the FA Cup, I get a few extra spots on the bench, so we will make use of those. I'm going to bring in Saxon Early and also Zach Clough, a little bit more coverage in the attacking areas. But all in all, this is the team that I've largely settled with now. I think this is our best 11. Dermot Mee in goal. The 20-year-old Northern Irish under-21 international, looking superb. Continuing to improve a little bit at a time. I feel like he's a player who just goes a little under the radar. He's very, very good for this level. And you can see here, apparently he's got the potential to be a National League goalkeeper. I'm hoping that that's wrong. I feel like he is criminally underrated. I'll let you guys decide amongst yourselves, but I feel like in all the key areas for a goalkeeper, he's kind of got 12s or above, which at this level is really, really good. Of course, Simon and Kwanzaa kind of make our centre-back partnership. Nothing unusual going on there. Of course, going up against West Ham today, a bit of a test for the two former kind of higher league English players. I was about to say Premier League, but Simon came from Brentford, of course. Anyway, Duxbury starts at left back, one of the few players in this entire squad who was here when we joined a few years ago now. At right back, we've got Percy Prado, who, of course, beat his former club Wigan in the previous stage of the FA Cup. Hopefully, he can put in another good performance for us today. The midfield is Barrett, Dronfield, Camwa and also DKM. Up top, it's Burrow and it's Liddell. As I said, Liddell's form, few question marks over it, but he has been better. Jordan Burrow currently leading the goal scoring charts. He has 18 in all competitions. A really, really good return for him, actually. And that's a pleasant surprise, really. You can see, compared to last year, you can make a pretty compelling argument that he's had a better year this year than he did last year in a lower division. But of course, today's opposition, they're not really from our league. They're not really a team that we can go into expecting to beat. There is part of me that was tempted to drastically change the system, to try and play more defensive, to try and catch them out. But ultimately, I don't really see the value in that. I'd rather us try and play our own game. The reality is today, we are kind of bracing ourselves for a pounding. We're not going to have fun. They are going to spank us. But if we can collect a payday, if we can make it competitive, heck, if we could cause the upset of a century, I'd be pretty happy. But just to make it to the Olympic Stadium, just to see a sellout crowd as well, is kind of the biggest win of all. It's weird, in all the lower league saves we've had on YouTube, I don't recall ever having an FA Cup draw as good as this. The previous best that I can remember was Lewis FC, which was years ago now in the FA Cup. And in that game, how many years ago is it now? Maybe FM15? FM14? I don't know. All the FMs that long ago blur into one. I remember taking on Hull City in the third round, and that was like a huge game at the time. This tie here is perhaps the biggest that we could hope for. Anyway, Smith bringing it forward. Don't let him score. Me collects it. And of course, the best thing about West Ham is they have a stadium bigger than a lot of the biggest teams in England. So from a kind of making money perspective, it's quite good. I talk about all this money making. Maybe we should concentrate on the match a little bit. They're having chance after chance right now. It's not a particularly pleasant sight. Fortunately for us, every set piece they're having is going over. So that's something, right? I mean, they're yet to have a shot on target after 15 minutes. But we are perhaps holding on by the skin of our teeth. They have not rotated their team either, I've noticed. They've got Saliba. I've noticed they've got Felipe Anderson. They have Morpie up front. That is a pretty blooming good team. Fornals, Jared Bowen, Declan Rice. They've not rotated their team. They've not been kind here. Clearly West Ham want to win the FA Cup. So the fact we've survived 25 minutes in itself is a little bit of a win. Anyway, Canberra bringing it forward. Could we have a highlight here? Not with a pass like that, although Saliba at the back. Force an error. Pressing high, trying to play our game, which is nice. Burrow knocks it to DKM. Use your pace. There's options in the middle. He's not passed it at all. He's shot. I mean, we can claim we've had a highlight against them, everyone. Unless they're now going to go up and score, and this was the real highlight all along. Morpie, don't foul him, Dronfield. Felipe Anderson blocked. Shoots again. Oh my, what is happening? Felipe Anderson is just mashing circle on his controller. Just shoot shot after shot after shot. They try and encourage the players a little bit. I don't know what you can really whisper your players in a game like this. But 38 minutes gone. It's 0-0. We have hope. The smash and grab could happen. I'm not against having a second leg against them, although I'm trying to remember if the FA Cup still has replays. Because I know there's been a few kind of rule changes in recent years with a few different English competitions. I mean, the smash and grab is on. Is it likely? Absolutely not. But we've almost had as many shots on target as them. So there is that. Felipe Anderson, though, with the corner, whipping it in. Susek can't get there. Falls to Jared Bowen. Do not let him shoot. Nice tackle by Canberra. Lumps it forward now to Liddell. I mean, Liddell and Burrow, they've done well for us over the years. This is the biggest test of all for them, really. Liddell back to Canberra. Back to Liddell now. Now's nice build-up play. Junior Firpo at left-back for them. Clearly signed from Barcelona. Not a bad little addition to their team. A little bit better than the additions that I've been able to make to my team over the years. Now Morpie bringing it forward. One option in the centre to pick out. Can he do it? He goes to Fornals at the edge of the box, and oh my word. Just one of those ones where you kind of just look away from your screen. You don't want to see it. What an incredible effort. I think at this point I meant to mention how it was going to take something special to break the deadlock in this game. Was this special? I mean, it's blooming good, isn't it? On the volley, in off the underside, the crossbar from outside the area. Yeah. Our players don't do that. We don't have that in our locker. There's part of me now that goes, you know what, screw it. Let's throw more men forward. You know what, Barrett and DKM get forward. I'm going to bring in Sego, I think, for Barrett. Let's just get the paciest players we have on the pitch on the wings. See if we can cause them some issues there, but we've got to do a bit of a roll of the dice, haven't we, really? I'm going to bring in Sam York, but I'm going to play him as a deep line playmaker on defend, and then I'm going to bring in change Dronfield to a box-to-box midfielder. I've got one last sub in my locker, and you know what? I'm going to take off Adam Liddell, and I'm going to bring in Devante Cole, just again, for a little bit of pace. I mean, it's weird, right? Relative to our level, having a player with 13 pace on the bench would be kind of terrifying for opposition teams. Sadly for us in our current situation, taking on West Ham, I don't think Declan Rice is quaking in his boots at a player with 13 pace. Anyway, we've managed to get it off the line. They've had a lot of highlights from corners. None of them have resulted in goals, which I suppose is a small win for our tall defence. We have thrown the wingers higher up the pitch here. I am rolling the dice quite early, you could argue, with 27 minutes left, but I just don't see the harm in it. We've not created enough with things as they are. I could try and sit back and hold on, but that just feels inevitable. I'd rather try and score than sit here trying to hold on to 1-0 until 10 minutes and then going on attacking. Anyway, another set piece, just what we want to see. Felipe Anderson, Diop heads it straight into me's hands. I am going to demand more. Come on, lads. Do it for me. Don't work the ball into the box. Be direct. I mean, the fact it's only 1-0 after 66 minutes, in my opinion, is kind of commendable. Am I allowed to be happy with this? I'm just thinking of the money still, everyone. So many highlights of just set pieces. I don't think I've ever seen so many highlights in a live com. Fortunately, they've all been so short because they've just been these kind of balls whipped into the area we've dealt with. But yeah, you can see with the team now, we're playing this kind of narrower 4-4-2 that we like to play where the wider players tuck in. With them now playing a more attacking position, maybe that can help us. Although, well, I thought Felipe Anderson was going to score there. We're holding on, everyone. Another highlight, 1 minute later, but it starts with them having a goal kick, so we did something going forward. Let's take the positives. So go. Felipe Anderson, I was hoping was going to go through the back of him there and get a red card. Not that necessarily them going down to 10 men would win us the game. Morpie should score here. Will he score here? He does. The FA Cup dream's dead. If you thought we were going to win the FA Cup, I'm going to have to burst that bubble now. Our bubble is not going to soar so high it reaches the sky. Like my dreams, it's about to just fade and die here at the London Stadium. West Ham now 2 goals up. Morpie scores his 10th of the year. Do I shout demand more? It feels a bit in vain, really. We might as well go very attached. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. They've had 31 shots total, everyone. It's been a pasting. I can tell you that we've held on nobly, and we have, but we've never looked like winning this. I think the fact they've played their full strength 11 probably hasn't helped us out. But the fact it's only 2-0, I feel like at the same time, take some pride in that, lads. 3-0 does start to look like a bit more of a hammering. But if we could peg one back, Burrow, DKM, please, please DKM, please DKM. So go, Scott, there's hope. So I take it all back. We're going to win it. Get that ball, Sago. Get that ball. There is 4 minutes left. It is Boston 1, West Ham 2. DKM, I thought was going to shoot here, but he just pulls it across expertly. Oh my word, I have hope. Is that bad? I'm starting to... I want to believe it could happen. There's a highlight. Could we hit them on the counter, or is this just a dagger through my heart? Mia's, I think, tried to punch that. It's not convincing. Perez in this wide area goes inside. Fanal scores. Well, I don't know how long we were at 2-1 there for, but it was not more than 2 minutes. We've gone down swinging, everyone. We've gone down fighting. Unfortunately, it's like we've punched ourselves in the head in this fist fight by throwing men forward. We're a bit all over the place at the back. Finals has half a goal to aim for. Just think of the money, everyone. Think of the money. I mean, the fact we've scored 1 and had an XG above 1, I think deserves a small, amount of praise. One last free kick here for them to make it 4-1. Hit by Felipe Anderson. It is 4-1. 3-1 looks good, doesn't it? 4-1, just on the face of it. You see that scoreline, you go, oh, bit one-sided that. 3-1 makes it look like we've put up a fight. Question marks perhaps about Mee's goalkeeping there, but he's made a lot of saves today. And if he is going to make a nightmare of a howler and just a terrible mistake, I'd rather it be in this game here when we're already 2 goals down. You can see Mee was our best performer. I think that tells you a lot about the game. Anyway, can't fault your effort, boys. You gave us absolutely everything. I think we may need to hit continue once here to actually see the money come in. Or it could even take a few days. So it might be a case of next time we come back, there's all this money in the bank. That's what I want to believe anyway. I'm going to fob off the press. I don't want to go see what's going on there. Wow, you can see here the balance. The balance. We look at income for this month. We've just had 1.6 million. Last season, we had £400,000. That is a ridiculous amount of money in one game. I wish I'd taken like note of what we had before the fixture. I think that's over £1 million we've just made from a game against West Ham, which is absolutely insane. I don't know if there's even going to be an inbox item about it because we are away from home. I mean, you can see here, we were at 514k. We're now at 1.75 million. That is genuinely just club-changing amounts of money. That should now really allow me to upgrade the facilities. We've been asking about it a lot. I might not even be able to ask... Oh, I can. As I said, I might not even be able to ask about the youth facilities. Ask about everything. Youth level up. Look, we have the money now. I don't want it spent on players. I want it invested. Training facilities rejected. Youth facilities rejected. But then Football Manager, please. Cost 1.6 million. No. I didn't know it'd be that much. I mean, to be fair, long-term investment, I suppose, is good. Oh, this is to put us up a youth level. I mean, for long-term sustainability, it's probably the right move to go, especially if I plan on moving away from the club, just giving them a foundation to build off. Gonna be honest, 1.6 million is a little more than I would like to see there. Apparently, the work is scheduled to be completed by September next year, and it will start at the end of the year. I mean, hopefully, we still have the money in the bank come then. Okay, that's a lot of money that I didn't think was going to be spent there. Do wonder if that would have been better served putting the wage budget and stuff. But you know what? Longer term, sustainability, realism. When teams do go on runs like this in the FA Cup, traditionally they do just invest it all into infrastructure. You know, an FA Cup run like the one that we've had is just, you know, it can change a club massively. And to up our youth level as a whole is like not an insignificant step at all, really. Because right now our youth level is Category 2. Category 3. So to take it to Category 2 would be really, really good. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up everything from me today. Not a bad result at the end of the day. Nice to see us investing in the facilities. Nice to see us rolling about in a load of money. Hopefully, I will see you guys again tomorrow. Thank you for your support. I will be keeping my eyes open for jobs. Transfer window will be opening. Will we do any business? I suppose we'll have to find out next time. Until then, it's me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.